to start the database. So whenever you enter the HDB space info, it will show the list of databases are available or not. So list of services. If the services are active, services means HANA process. HANA process means family members. If the process are active, so then, so definitely database is up and running here. So here nothing is showing here, which means database is so stopped status here. Just check. You can also check like if the user memory is 0, so nothing. Why? Because HANA is a in-memory database. So when you start the HANA database, all the data will reloads first from disk to main memory, right? It will reloads. So now it is see, now it is starting mode. Starting mode means, so all the data should be loaded to main memory from disk, main memory to disk here. So why sir, why it is removing from in means HANA, the in memory in HANA, the actually not only HANA, actually in the main memory is a volatile memory. Main memory means it's a volatile memory here, volatile memory. So which means whenever you do the restarts or sudden hardware any fluctuation, something is happened, what will happen? Whatever the data is there in the RAM memory, everything will get deleted. All the data will get deleted because of, so there is no, because of RAM is the volatile memory. RAM is the volatile memory. It's a temporary storage only. It's a temporary storage. So RAM is only for temp storage only. Sir, then how it's a very loss, right? Data loss, right? Why? Because normally we do the restarts, some hardware failure. If the 1 TB data is there, all the data will be gone, right? Yes, all the data will be gone from the memory. Then why again? So then it's a loss, right? Means yes, loss, but again, data will be loaded. Data will be reloaded to the main memory. That concept. So that is the concept, internal mechanism. So that is the concept here, right? So that whenever you're starting, immediately it won't start. See here, it's not starting immediately. So it's taking some time, right? It's not started completely. If you got the prompt, then that is started here. Now it is not started. So it's still starting mode here, which means HANA database is still not started here, right? So what I can do here, go to the here. So go to the HANA Studio. So last time we added the so HDB. Now let's go to click on the add button here, right? Add button. So there is a add symbol is there here, add system. In the left side top corner, you have the so add system here, right? Add system. So here we can add the host name. What is the host name? SAP Linux 1, right? SAP Linux 1 here. What is the instance number? You don't know. Someone is installed. So always instance number will be here when you are starting the HANA database or when you are checking. It's like a HDB 39, HDB 40, which means 39 is the instance number, right? So multi-container system database, right? So then you click on the next button. So what is the user? System user. Then what is the password? We can use that password. So what is the password? We can use that password. So in case of password wrong, it will show like name and password is incorrect here, right? Name and password is incorrect here. So if this is also wrong, it will show the same error. So this way we have to do the we have to connect it here. We have to connect it here, right? So that is the one here. So now it is starting mode. Now it is starting mode only. Just if you type the control C, immediately it will cancel it. Immediately it will cancel it here. So if you just type HDB info, then it will show the process now, list of process here. See here, all the process are started status here. So which means pre-G means, see here, 5 GB got used here. 5 GB got used here. 5 GB got used here.
సమస్యలు ఏం
Just give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, sorry, yes. Yeah, now you can see here, database is used the some amount of memory, right? Database used the some amount of memory here, right? Which means it's using the some memory, used memory. So if you stop it, HDB stop, what will happen? HANA database will be stopped, and whatever the data is there in the RAM memory. Suppose like now used is the 5 GB. If you stop it, what will happen? All the data will be flushed out. All the data will be flushed out from the database from the RAM memory here. So that is what will happen in the system now here. So it will become to the 0 or 1 GB. It will come to here, right? Which means all the data will be deleting here. Whatever there in the RAM memory, it is deleting now. So how the data coming means, again data will be reloaded when you click on the HDB start. Internally that mechanism will happens in the system. Internally that mechanism happens in the system here. Okay, that is the one thing here, right? So now in this databases, which database was installed by our guys here?
When we do the HTTP info, we get all the services which are started. Okay, but if you want to set a particular services, then is
Particular
there any specific
particular
means
service
is there
means
example like for index server? If you want to see the particular services for index server, is there any another command for it?
the ps-ef grep -I. So you want to see the index server. Then
Mhm.
HDB, you can type the index server, then index server process will be showed here, whether the process is active or not. Okay. So otherwise, just if you want to filter the more command HDB, then all the HDB related process will be showed. So like that. If you want to see the SAP, then all the SAP process will show here. If you want to see the means just this is the common ps-ef grep -I. So grep means filtering. PS means to find out the process list here, right? So and grep is the filter command. Then in the filter, what you are filtering here? Suppose like Ravi, with Ravi, what are the services are running? Nothing is there here. But at least with HDB, what are the services are there? Okay, these are the process are active in the HANA OS level. Like that, we can filter it out. In that, what is the database was installed by your guys? You know the password of this one, right? RKR something HK1 PhD. Which one is the installed by your guys?
RKR.
Do you have the password, right? Standard password.
Yeah, London 2023.
Okay, let me connect to that one. So, okay, connect means sudo su. Why? Because normally starting the users and everything, we need to switch it, right? You are in the root user. With SAD ADM only, we need to switch it out. RKR means RKR ADM. Okay, RKR ADM here. So then, just HDB space info. Then HDB space start button here, which means HDB space start button.
We can start by using SAP control command, right?
SAP
By
control yeah, SAP control command also we can use it. So it's a
but
very
for
simple.
user root is or SIDDM.
In anything operating system level command, their SAD ADM user only we have to do it. So suppose database is the XYZ, then you are logging with the ABC ADM, you are executing this command means it won't work. Okay. So any SID, they respect to SID ADM only, you can do the operating system level commands, operating system level commands here. Okay. So that is the one thing we can do it here. So the respective commands only we have to perform it. So which means suppose like SID is the XYZ, then XYZ ADM user only we have to do the any OS level admin activities we have to perform it. Any OS level admin activities we can perform using this one only here, right? So now, so I'm starting the database. So we are not sure what's so suppose like see, if you execute the HDB start only, see here it is backend, it is executing the SAP control command only. So directly also you can execute the SAP control command or just HDB start, simple command, right? HDB start, HDB stop, HDB info, HDB version. So all the details will be displayed here. So meanwhile, let me add the system database. At least system will be started. First system database will be started. So then SAP, the Linux one, what is the instance number? So here it is showing like HDB 28. Then 28 is the instance number. So then multi-container system DB, multi-container system DB next. So then system, then password we can give it here. Still it is starting. Why? Because tenant will take time. System DB nothing. There is no data in the system DB. Why? Because there is no index server. Where the data stores? Index server, right? So then here index server data will stores, but here so that is the reason system DB will start very quickly. Only tenant database will take time here. Tenant database will take time here. So here what we can do 28. If you give one mistake also it won't connect it. It won't connect it. Suppose like you given the 29. So in so tenant database is the RKR, right? So then if you just type it, then if you give something, it is connecting, but system cannot be reached. Why? Because so that instance number or system is down or system is not completely started. Something is happened here. That is why it is not getting started here. It's not getting started. That's the reason. When you give here, you have to give the clear details here. Clear details we have to give it here. Clear details we have to give it here. So system should start first. Here so in this case, what is happening here? You are connect system DB, you are connecting to the name server, tenant DB, you are connecting to the index server. So in case of index server is not up, then how you will you connect to the tenant DB, right? So tenant DB is not active still. That's why you cannot access anything here, right? So you cannot connect it. So that's the logic here. Tenant DB, who is the master means, so index server. In the system DB, who is the master means the name server. So both are the masters. Till it is starting mode. So some data is getting loaded. Data is getting loaded here. We can see it, what data is getting loaded. So what is happening in the backend. So there is a further topics like when we discuss about the file system topics. So that time we can understand what's happening in the HANA database level. So all those things we can understand it here. Right? It's connected now. So why it's taking some time means data is getting loaded. That's the reason it's a taking some time here. Taking some time here. If you double click it, it will open the administration page. Administration page will be opened here. Okay, so it's a overview tab. So all the services are started status stay here. So memory, how much memory? It's almost 7 GB is getting used. Out of 28 GB, 7 GB is already getting used here. We can see the memory utilization here, right? So data usage means data folder, log folder, slash and data, CPU utilization, right? All the information we can see it here. So free-G, which means here, see here, almost GB is getting used here. So it is getting used here. All the services are started here, right? Landscape tab.
Ravi, when you do the free Punchi, we'll get the how much we use and how much is free. But what is this about the swap?
Swap
Means
is
what is
the OS level space is required for any Linux level systems, not only HANA, not only SAP, any Linux systems, swap is the by default. How for Windows, how the Windows virtual memory is the very important. Virtual means the runtime calculations and everything will execute in that memory, right? Same as like here Linux also, swap is the one of the voice level space, just only space here. In that space, so some temporary calculations, temporarily the program executions will happen here. Suppose you are doing the some zipping, right? You are zipping the one. So like you are extracting very 1 GB folder. You are extracting. What will happen? It will it will keep into the buffer. It will extract it. Everything it will extract it. During that keeping extracting time until end of the time, starting of the time, it will keep into the buffer. It will use into the memory. It will keep into the buffer. That is called the swap memory. Swap. Okay. Swap is the for temporary executions. If the process is running means it will use the some swaps during the runtime. It will use the some swap. It will use it here. It's a very important for it's by default. It's there for the so Linux based systems here. So we have to allocate some amount. So but we are not allocated. So that's not a problem for the training systems. But it will use it. Swap will internally it will use it some temporary computations purpose. So landscape tab
we
here.
allocate something, then it will start using the swap, else not.
Swap we can see it here. When the if you in your landscape, do you have any Linux systems?
Yeah.
So then you can just log into the one of the Linux box, just to use the free-G command. Then you will see the swap allocations and total how much and what is the used, what is the free, you will get it out. This is the space, just to space operating system level, one of the space here, just swap space here, swap space here. So swap space, that is the mandatory we have to allocate for the, so mandatory we have to allocate it, something we have to allocate to the, so at operating system level swap for the, especially for the HANA systems. So HANA always will use the swap only. So if the swap is almost 100% utilized, then your system will not respond perfectly, will not function first of all. So will not function means will be any performance issue, some performance issues here. For the swap kind of things, SAP always for HANA systems will give you so 20 GB to 25 GB in between we can give it for the swap sets for HANA systems. So that much of size space we have to allocate for the swap. Okay, so landscape tab. Here we can see the list of process here. So list of process means list of family members. What is the status here? Then what is the number of process we have? What is the masters here? When you started, what is the CPU utilization? What is the memory utilization? All the information we can see it in the screen here. In the screen we can see the all the information. What is the used memory? What is the peak used memory? All the information we can see it here using the so landscape services list here. Landscape services list. We can see the all the process related information. Okay, that is the one thing here. So then alerts tab. Normally, what will happen here? Whenever in the database, if any issues, the symptoms or the errors will be displayed here. The errors will be displayed here. What's happening in the database? What are the issues? We may get it out. So if you don't check all those things, it will detect the some issues here, right? So system will detect the some issues. It will throw the some errors. Suppose like, so when we are suffering from the some diagnosis, so one day before or 1 hour, 3 hours before only the symptoms will show, right? So in our body or something, it will show some symptoms here. Same as like here as well. So in the database, something wrong, index server is down, or like master is down. So then what will happen? Our memory is 100% utilized. CPU is 100% full. So then it will throw the alerts here. It will display the alerts with when it was created and everything with detailed information at what date. So all the information will be displayed here. All the information will be displayed in this case here. You can see it here. All the information will be displayed today. How many alerts today? Let's keep it out. Let's see today. See here. So today at 16, so HANA database run out of the CPU resources. So then out of the CPU resources is very less. CPU, all other CPU issues only. Runs out of CPU issues. Runs out of CPU issues only. So which means HANA is suffering with the lack of CPU resource only. In that case, what we can do? We can maximum only we can increase the CPU. With respect to the CPU resources, we can only increase the CPUs, nothing apart from that, right? Sir, I want this. So always I cannot go to the HANA studio. Always I cannot go to the HANA studio. I cannot check it out, all those things, right? Always I cannot go to the HANA studio and check the every time, right? So then in this case, we can also configure the HANA alerts to the our mailboxes, our inboxes, our mail. In Outlook, we will check regularly and minute to minute, everything we will check it out, right? So then we can also configure the HANA alerts to the our mailboxes here. In that case, what we can do here, just click on the configure. There is an option to click on the configure here. In this configure option here, we can just type the sender email address, right? Sender means you have to receive from the, so RKR at the rate of something like mycompany.com, something like that. We should receive the emails from the sender. It's not should be exist, but here SMTP server should be exist. Every company has there is a mailbox server. We need to type the mailbox server details here, everything here, mailbox server details. So we have to type it here, mailbox server. So mailbox server details, we need to give it to the here, right? So mailbox server details, we have to give it here. So currently we don't have any mailbox server. So then what we can do, we can give the some dummy mailbox server also, we can give it. So right, so dummy mailbox server also we can give it here. Dummy mailbox server also we can give it here, right? Every company there is a mailbox server, we can give it. So the recipients, who should receive the all the checks here, like our basis team, then basis group email ID or independent individual group IDs. So we can give it. And so group basis group ID, then individual group individual IDs. So we can give it to the SAP here. We can give it, right? So just click on the OK button here. So now onwards, what will happen after this configuration, right? So whenever you do anything here, whenever you do anything, what? So in the system, something got wrong, something is wrong, memory wrong, CPU wrong, file system is wrong, capacity wrong, something is wrong, then immediately it will throw the alerts. Immediately it will throw the alerts. Not only here, you will also get the email to the your, so whatever the email ID you have given here, all the email IDs you should receive, all the email IDs you should receive the all those things here. So that type of configuration we can perform it in the, so in the alerts. So alerts box means, so it will display the alerts, clear information. It will display the alerts here. All the error information, everything will be displayed here. All the information will be displayed here. All the information and everything will be So displayed here, all the information, everything is will be displayed here. All right. So this is the error information here, right? So this is the alerts tab. So which means the database level, something wrong, something not working, something restarted. Suppose like, let's test the one of the alert here, right? Go to the current alert. We have only two alerts here. One is the backup is not exist. What we can do here, as I mentioned here, each and every process details we discussed, right? Suppose here, let me kill the one of the process here. Let me stop the one of the process here. The process means directly you cannot do it from the tenant DB. You have to do it from the system DB only. You have to do it from the system DB only. So that's why system DB is responsible for managing the all the tenants. So directly you log it into the tenant DB, you are doing something means, so that's not possible. Even you cannot stop, you cannot change any parameters. Everything we have to control it from so system DB only. Right? In that case, what we can do? So just I'm trying to so maybe stop some process here. So right click and we can stop or kill it. So stop means properly stopping here, right? So you are trying to stop it here, right click and so just to stop or kill it. So whatever it may be, right? You are canceling one of the process here, right? So immediately what will happen? It will go to the red status here, red status here immediately, right? So see here, it is stopping status here, but here it is stopping status. But immediately you are not starting immediately. You are not at all starting here. So what's happening here? You are not at all so doing anything here. You are just it is getting stopped here. It is getting stopped status here. It is getting stopped status, right? So which means ANA process is getting stopped. Just to refresh it here. Let's see what will happen here. But immediately the CPU utilization is red here. So it started again. Automatically it started again, right? It is stopped here 6:59. Right? It started again. So you can see the difference. All are started at the 6:42, now 6:59. So the time is the 6:59. That's why it's showing the it is started. It stopped immediately started. Who started? You only done the killing or stopped. Who started here? Right? Daimon. Daimon is the one of the process, one of the mummy process here. So what it will do? If any out of this six process, if any process is going to the sick status or faulty status, which means error status or anything, then the daemon will start it. The daemon will start that process here. The daemon will start that process here. So that's what will happen with the so daemon. So now so definitely there should be alert should be generated. Why? Because it's stopped status. Something is happened in the database level, right? So definitely we should receive a one alert. Definitely we should receive some alerts here. So just to if you just click on the refreshes here, it will show like index. So suppose like web dispatch has been restarted, something like that. It will throw the alerts here. It will generate it. It will generate it. If you wait for some time, the web dispatcher, see here, it stopped, right? Web dispatcher has been restarted, was restarted on this host, right? You got the message now. So which means immediately you will get the error to the your mailbox here. It's restarted, right? It was restarted. We got the alerts here. Previously we don't have any alerts. So now we got the alert got generated. You will get the some information on this description here. Web dispatcher was restarted on the particular time here. So please see the note for contact the SAP supporter. We can check the logs for more details. right? That is the web dispatcher related things here. In case of process starts, the alerts will be generated immediately here, right? So now just click on the OK button here. Then so CPU utilization back to normal status here, right? CPU utilization back to normal green status again. Fine. Go to the performance tab here. OLAP, overview, online, overview, landscape, alerts, performance tab here. So the performance tab is the very important tab. Okay, performance tab is the very important tab here. In the HANA database level, so like so what we can see here in the performance tab here, whenever you log into the your HANA system, then there is a one session will be connected. Means one session will be recorded here. So who is doing what and everything, it will be recorded here. You are the one of the process you connected, then your process status is the HANA Studio. Then what is the application user, database, who is the, what is the client you connected. So means application server, what is the IP, who is the user, then what you are doing, what statement you are executing, all the information will be recorded. All the information will be recorded, what you are doing. So how much records you fetched it here, what is the average query time, all the information will be fetched from the system here, right? So this is the running, it is running, your process is getting running status here, right? So then means when you connect to the database, if you more people are connected, then it will display the data. Suppose you are also connected, then your name also displayed here, right? So then, but after you connecting, one session you initiated, you can do the multiple activities, multiple actions. You can do it, right? You are going to this tab, there's some other tab, some other activities. Then it will allocate the threads. Thread means your actions, your activities. So one session, one user, there are the multiple threads will be allocated. So suppose like one user, I connected with the administrator, my user, there are the multiple sessions are running, multiple. So threads are active here. Multiple threads are active. Means multiple activities I am doing. I am going to this tab, this tab, this tab, multiple tabs. I am just so roaming. So which means here, so my details will be in the threads, what I am doing here, right? What I am doing here, how much data, what is the duration of this one, right? So how much data I got fetched it out, right? All the information will be in this details here. All the information will be in this details here. Suppose if any transaction is blocked, then that blocked transactions will be displayed in the, sometimes what happens, the collision will happen, the transactions will be blocked. That is the blocked transaction details will be here, right? SQL plan cache, which means all the frequently accessed executed SQL statements will be in the SQL plan cache here, right? So expensive statements trace, which means expensive statement trace means here. So suppose sometimes what happens, so whatever we are doing here, right? Whatever I'm executing here. So everything, each and everything, it will backend, it will convert as a SQL statement. You are deleting something, it will execute as a SQL statement string. Something you are executing, it will execute as a SQL statements, right? SQL statements here. So that SQL statements, the frequently the accessed SQL statements will be stored in the SQL plan cache, SQL plan cache here, right? So suppose if any jobs are in progress, it will display the, what is the job, current internal jobs. In SM37, how can we see the jobs here? Same as like as HANA level. So some internal jobs are anything active. Here we can see it here. What is the current progress? What it is doing? When was it was started? All the information we can see it here in the performance tab. Overall, the performance tab is like a, in case of any issues with the your database here, in case of any issues with the database, here, all the information we can see it here. All the information we can see it here, right? So in case of any issues, right? Our slowness, performance issue. So HANA database is not responding. Then we need to find out who is doing what, right? Someone if do only, then only we can get the slowness something, right? Then who is doing what queries they are executing, how much data they are pulling. Sometimes what will happen, they will pull the last 2 years data, last 3 years data from the system level, database level, HANA database level. Why? Because data is exist. So all the data will exist into the SAP HANA level only. So they want to pull the some 2 years data. That time 2 years data means each and everything you should check, right? So they will not properly initiate the query. They keep on pulling the data. Then what will happen? So there is a performance issue. Memory will be occupied, right? So those things like who initiated the connection, what exactly they are doing here, how much memory, how many records are fetching here, all the information we can see it here. So in the performance tab. Performance tab is mainly for the system related things. Performance tab is mainly for the what we are doing in the system level. All the information we can see it in the performance tab. Performance tab here, right? So that is the performance system level. If any issues, any slowness, any performance issues, the first our main priority is the check the details in the performance. How many sessions are initiated? How many records are getting fetched here? Who is the most frequently accessed session here? So then based on that, what this person is doing here, how many records he is getting fetched here. So are there any issue here? We can find out something here, right? That is the performance tab. It's one of the important tab here, right? So volume tab. Volume tab is just volumes means your data volume space, log volume free space. So those are the things we can check it out here, right? Total volume, how much? Data volume, how much? So, right? Log volume, how much? Volumes means drives. In a Windows level, formally we will call it as the drives or disk. C drive, C disk, D disk, like disk. But in the Linux level, same word, they have slightly changed it to the volumes tab, volumes. Volumes means it's kind of disk storage only. Here, this is very important. Why? Because the data also will be stored into the /HANA data. How much storage, how much free space is there? This is the one data volume, log volume. All the information will be displayed here. All the information will be displayed in this case here. How you want to display storage level or service level. So it will be displayed here. So here path, what is the used, what is the total, what is the used disk size, all the information will be displayed in the volumes tab. In volume tab, all the information will be displayed here, right? So that is the volumes tab here. Okay, so that is the first 4-5 transaction volume tab. Volume tab means so all the so like disk space. SAP means SAP HANA means combination of the software and hardware requirements as well, right? Which means if the hardware is very good, then HANA will perform very simple, like there we will not face any performance issues, any slowness and everything. Hardware means CPU, memory, disk, all those things. Disk means volumes, all those things. So then if any file system level issue, suppose some people they won't get the access to the operating system level to check the how much availability is there, how much free space, they don't get it out. In that case, so from HANA Studio level, we can see the availability space, availability size, we can get it out from here HANA Studio level using this configuration. All right, this is the one we can see it here, right? That is the volumes tab. Okay, so this is the up to here. So, but I can explain it, but you can practice it up to here today. Okay. So one more thing is here, we are connecting to the HANA database. So go to the properties tab here. So there is a port number. So this is one of the frequently accessed question. What is the port number you are connecting to the HANA database? 3 instance number 15. The instance number 15 is the default port number which we are connecting to the HANA Studio to HANA database. One of the guarantee important question. What is the port number you are connecting from Studio to HANA database at Linux level? How you are connecting via port? What is the port? This is the port. Port is the communication tunnel. Okay, this is the one. Okay. So you guys will practice up to here, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Okay, I can explain it, but first of all, you should understand what is this, all those things. If everybody is connecting, there will be a load, high load here. Then you can see the more number of sessions here. So more number of transactions, threads, what they are doing, what transactions they are executing, all the information we can see it here. So everybody connect to so just install. If this is the one, good one, we can keep it this one, everybody connect it, or we want to go with the different one, you can also install the one new database with a different one good naming convention. Then we will connect to the here for our administration level activities. Okay. Okay, please practice it. Maybe few people they are doing the installation still, so you have the time. That's why I'm going very slowly. So just do it one by one. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Ravi?
Okay, Ravi. Thank you.
Yes.